Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, my good people. Welcome to another review of 90 Day Fiance, Season 7, Season 8, Episode 7. You're a bad boy. You so bad, boy. You so bad, boy. Just to recap last week.
Brandon's family disagrees about the wedding date. Natalie hates everything and still wants a ring. Tariq is still lying to Hazel about talking to Minty. Jovi's friend Sarah sucks and talks way too damn much. Ziad made it to America. Woo! And Rebecca's children hate him. Boo! And Micah still scares me. So let's get into this episode. Let's get into the review for this week's episode to see what the foolala and the hulala is going on in this episode. Thank you for tuning in. Let's get to it.
Alright, so introducing my co-host of the week. Here is Sparkle! Sparkle, say hi to the people now. Say hi. Hi, my name is Sparkle. So Sparkle is a polka dot begonia maculata. She's originally from the Amazon rainforests, deep in the Amazon rainforest. She's called polka dot because obviously she has silver polka dots on her leaves. And I call her Sparkle because when you hold her up to the light, her leaves sparkle. Like it looks like she has glitter in the leaves. So that's why I gave her that name. But she's so beautiful. Look at that. So she will be with us for the duration of this review. Alright, so let's get into this review. Sparkle, stay still. You're not the star of this show, you know? The star is me. So the first couple we see is Hazel and Tariq. Hazel and Tariq are masked up. They're going out to Virginia Beach to consume food. They're going to a beachfront restaurant to get some food. Tariq asks Hazel how she's liking the States so far. She says, meh, it's okay, but she misses home. And how she misses home, but she's looking forward to life in America because she couldn't be her true self in the Philippines. She's bisexual. She never told her parents that she was bisexual, and because she didn't want them not to like her. I thought that was so sad when she said that. Can you imagine not telling somebody who you truly are because you don't want them not to like who you are? So you have to be someone else for them to like that version of you, but that's not even who you truly are. That's rough. I've been there before. I'm not bisexual. I'm straight. But I've had to change who I am or who I want to be to please other people. So I felt Hazel when she said that. And she starts talking about how she likes that there's so many sexy girls in Virginia Beach. Hazel really just wants to find a girlfriend, and I think Tariq is her train, bus, and plane ticket to find a girlfriend in Virginia Beach. So they were talking about that, and Tariq says, yeah. He starts listing off how there's so many different kinds of girls in Virginia. Yeah, you have black girl, white girl, pink and purple, orange and blue, and green and white and Thai, Asian. Like, I was like, Tariq, are we making a rap song here? Because he was way too excited about the amount of girls. And I'm like, if there's so many girls, pray tell, in Virginia Beach, why did you have to go to the Philippines to find yourself a girlfriend? But okay, I digress. So Hazel starts telling her side of the story of why the relationship between the two of them and Minty didn't work out. So Hazel says that Minty came to the Philippines with Tariq, but whenever they would sit down to talk, Minty and Tariq would always talk in Thai, and Hazel doesn't speak Thai. She speaks Tagalog. Tagalog. I think that's how you say it. I'm not sure, but so she doesn't speak the same language that they were speaking, but they would speak Thai in front of her, and that made her uncomfortable because she felt like there was no connection between Minty and her, because Minty was more into talking to Tariq than talking to her. So then she asked for them to break up because it's supposed to be a relationship between all three of them, but it seemed like Minty was more interested in Tariq, which is understandable because if you're gonna have a consensual polygamous, which this is the part where I'm kind of confused about. I'm not sure if Hazel is looking to have a polygamous relationship or if she wants to be able to have a girlfriend while also being married to Tariq. So that part's kind of confusing because Tariq seems to also be interested in taking part in the girlfriend with Hazel. So that part is a little bit confusing to me, but either way, Minty was not, Hazel was not okay with the relationship with Minty, so she asked Tariq to cut it off and not talk to her again. Then we hear her, they were talking about, Tariq says like, oh, the past is the past or something like that. And Hazel was like, is the past really the past? Because you're still talking to Minty, so what are you talking about? Like, is the past really the past? Like, you're still having relationships with her. And he was like, oh, I was gonna tell you, but I didn't get to tell you. I've literally heard that exact same line before. And then he comes to the confessional and says something like, I don't know why she would feel like she needed to go and snoop through my phone. Like, I don't care that she got through my phone, but I don't know why she felt like she needed or had a reason to go through my phone. I hate when people say that. My ex said that same thing to me before I left the relationship, because I found out some information that was going on throughout the duration of our entire relationship, and then he got upset with me because I found out. How you get upset with somebody for finding out your dirt? What? Doesn't make sense. Are you joking? Anyway, so that was basically it with them. Hazel is having a hard time believing him, and she feels like she doesn't really trust him right now. I can tell she feels like she doesn't really trust him. Hazel thinks he's just making up any type of excuse so that he can contact Minty, because she doesn't really see, because Tariq said he contacted Minty to check on her to see if she was okay because it's corona times and he wanted to make sure she was okay. So that was his excuse for contacting her. Hazel doesn't believe him. But that's pretty much their segment. Nothing else really came about with them. The next couple, Andrea and Amira, we finally get to hear, yo, my hand make like scratch me. Somebody ever give me money or what? No, sir. My hand make like scratch me, so money must have come. Let me go and let me close my hand so the money don't dash you. Because if your left hand scratch your money coming, and then your right hand scratch your money going, that's all. I don't know. Let me close my hand down. No, so I got scratch my butt. Anyway, so Amira and Andrew's still in the hotel. We see him sitting down, and at first I thought he was staying at like some type of 5-star resort, but I don't think so. I think it's just a regular cheap little hotel, because based on all of what he put Amira through to get her to this point, he seems frugal. I won't say cheap, I'll just say frugal. But he's still at a hotel. He's sitting down to consume some dinner. He is he appears to be wearing the same exact outfit. I don't even think the man bathed. Have you taken a shower, Andrew? You know, a shower with a shower head. Like, have you bathed? Have you made acquaintances with the shower? Because it doesn't look like he has. Unless he just has black. Maybe he just only have black wardrobe, because it's so weird. Like, is he wearing the same clothes? Anyway, so he's sitting there and he checks his phone, and all of a sudden he's got a text, or he sees Amira online, and he's like, oh my goodness, Amira's online. And I rolled my eyes because I was like, all of a sudden the cameras are there and she just so happens to be online, and then so happens to text you. She texts him, she lets him know she's out of the detention center. She's on her way to Amsterdam, so she's being deported back to Europe, back to France, and that she's hurt right now and she doesn't really want to talk about it. Andrew asked her if she's okay in the text. He's like, "Are you okay, baby? Are you okay, baby?" She's like, "It's just hard for me right now. I really don't want to talk about it." She texts him and says, I'm looking at my laptop. She texts him and says she was sent to an immigration detention center. They took her phone and she was kept in the same room for 3 days with really no communication. And my message that I wrote down was like, she's never going to forgive him for this. I don't think there's going to be a relationship after. There's no way she's going to forgive him for this. Especially because in the beginning she said she did not want to do this. She didn't want to do this. This was his idea. And she didn't want to do this. So I was like, she's never going to forgive him. Like, this relationship is doomed. And he doesn't really seem that concerned. Like, he was texting her and stuff. But he was just like, oh my God, where are you? You know, like, he asked her if she was okay, but like when she said she was on her way to Amsterdam, he didn't really say much to her. He just said to the camera, oh, I guess she's going back home. Hopefully we can try this again. Excuse moi? Sir, calm down. So we find out that her visa expires in 40 days. The producers look like they catch up with her at, maybe she's staying at a hotel to quarantine. I'm not sure if she's in Amsterdam or if she's arrived back to France yet. I'm not sure. But we know that her visa is going to expire in 40 days. Which, contrary to popular belief, guys, I don't know if you know, with COVID and everything like that, like I said in my last couple videos, I was studying immigration law before. If there's a global pandemic and your visa expires, you can just reapply. Just an FYI, don't do something crazy like this and risk your safety and the safety of others because you don't want your visa to run out. You can apply. It's not your fault. No, if there was no global pandemic and you chose to not use your K1 visa, then you'd have to go over the whole process again. But at no fault of your own, you can just reapply. So she's in the hotel. She's emotional, understandably so. She's crying, understandably so. The producers are asking her questions about her experience. So she says that they held her in a room, like I said, for 3 days, and the door was locked. Everything was bolted down. She had toilet, no tissue paper. She couldn't make phone calls. She was just in the room for 3 days, and then they deported her back to France afterwards. She said since she arrived, wherever she is, because like I said, I don't know if she's in France or if she's or she's still in Amsterdam, because she was on her way to Amsterdam at the time. She said Andrew hasn't even called her or tried to check on her to see if she's landed or anything like that. So she didn't even bother texting him because she just needs a moment, because all of this has been very emotional for her. She starts to tell us what happened to make her go to Mexico in the first place. So she says that her visa was running out of time. Andrew kept saying that she needs to come to Mexico. If she doesn't come, he's gonna resent her, or he feels like he does a lot for the relationship and she doesn't reciprocate. So he wants her to do her part now in reciprocating the same effort that he puts into the relationship. So she felt kind of pressured to do it, but she did not want to do it because she had doubts. She had doubts about doing it. And she didn't want him to resent her. Also, she said she couldn't shower. I'm looking at my laptop. She couldn't shower for the 3 days. So the 3 days she couldn't shower or do anything. She was just locked in the room. And now she's having doubts. That was basically all we heard from her. They didn't pan back to Andrew to ask him any questions. He didn't check on her. We didn't see anything more from him. So I'm assuming in the next episode we will see more about that. My thoughts, she's going to probably just be done with this, especially after she talks to her father, because her father already does not like him. Because the next episode, it looks like she's going to talk to her dad. But after going through this ordeal and Andrew seemingly not caring, because she says he hasn't checked on her or anything like that to see how she's doing, or he's, you know, not being understanding about what she just had to go through. So that should be very interesting. I don't think this relationship is gonna work out. There's already too much trauma, and she hasn't even made it to America. So I'm guessing, and this is just a guess, probably because of the pandemic and like I said in the last video, because the borders were closed from the Europe to the US, it would be natural to think that from Europe to Mexico, the borders would be closed as well, because normally the borders between US and Mexico operate in the same manner. So if people from Europe can't come into the US, more than likely they can't come into Mexico, especially during a global pandemic where they don't know how serious it is at the time. So it makes sense that she got detained for 3 days and not just sending her back right away. I'm not sure why they did that, because it's not like they kept her detained for 14 days to quarantine her then send her back. So that part didn't make sense to me, but I'm sure we'll find out some more in the next episode. But I felt so bad for Amira. Like she was like, they kept me in the room for 3 days. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't shower. I couldn't do anything. Oh, I felt so bad for her. Like, no, that was terrible. But that was pretty much their segment. So we see Yara walking. It looks like she's in she's walking it looked like she's walking in New Orleans, like where Jovi had initially taken her. I can't remember what the name of the street was. Bourbon Street? I'm not sure. And she's talking about the conversation that she had with Sarah and how she called Jovi afterwards to talk to him about the strippers and whatever. And Jovi said that's his past life. He's not like that anymore. That was before her. And that was basically that conversation. Yara goes and meets Jovi's mom and his aunt. I don't remember the aunt's name. I wasn't paying attention that much. I didn't like her energy. Her energy gave me bad vibes. Just like most of the families of the couples give me bad vibes, like for the most part. But they sit down to have coffee, and then they start questioning Yara's motives again. The mom brings up that she really thinks that they should have some type of a celebration. The aunt is questioning Yara's motives because she feels like Ukrainian women only marry for the green card. My thing is, even if she is, that's between her and Jovi. It's none of your business. It's not harming you, and you're not paying for the process. So what's your point? Like, my thing is, all the people that are questioning it, oh, they're only marrying for the green card. Okay, let's say that she is. Then what? What's your point? What is your point? Suppose Jovi met her and felt sorry for her because of the lifestyle she was living, and they made an agreement that that's what they're going to do. What's your point? How does that affect you? How does that affect your life? You know, the only problem would be is if she was specifically targeting him just for that and then wasn't going to be with him after it came through. I would understand that. But again, what's your point? Even if she is, what's your point? Do you own America? Like, what's your point? What's your purpose? It's so annoying. Anyway, and don't worry, I didn't marry nobody to get no papers. I came here legally. Like, I came here when I was young, like, you know, but I'm just saying, I'm not defending because I did it, but it's just like, what's your purpose? What's the point of continuously bringing it up? It's so annoying. So annoying. The aunt asked to see Yara's ring. She shows it to her, but it's on the right hand. And they were like, oh, why do you wear it on the right hand? In her country, if you wear it on the left hand, that means you're either divorced or widowed. Like your spouse has passed away. So they wear it on the right hand, which I thought was interesting. Um, I found Joey's aunt to be annoying, but that's just me. Like I said, I find most of these families to be very annoying and very intrusive. So, but that's just my own tidbit on the thing. Um, so Yara mentions that when Jovi comes back, she's gonna talk to him about going to Vegas, just to get married and get it over with. And then Jovi's mom's like, "What? Wait. I still think we should have a party. I think we should do it." And of course, that makes Yara irritated because she's like, "Here she goes again. I already said no, and no means no." What is it with people when you say no and them trying to convince you that your no doesn't really mean no? Like, I've literally had people try to do this. Like, you say no to something and then they're like, "Okay, but let's talk about it one more time." Like, bro, I already said no. I already said no. And the no not going to change to yes. Y spell N-O. Yes spell Y-E-S. They don't even have the same letters. No. So Yara was irritated with that. And the mom is like, she feels like she has to do something. There has to be some type of a celebration because, they need it in their Cajun culture. They have to do something, and it's a party, and everybody comes together, and blah blah blah, and they have to do something. And Yara's like, she said, if my family's not gonna be involved, I don't want to do anything. So that's that on that. They talk about it a little more. Yara said, "Fine, I'll think about it. Like, I'm not gonna do it, but she'll think about it." And I think she just said that to stop the conversation. I don't understand why they're forcing the issue. You already think that she's marrying your son for a green card. Is the party for you or is the party for her? Because at this point it feels like throwing the party is for you to fulfill your wishes, not hers. If it's her wedding and she don't want to have a party, then she doesn't have to have a party. Her wedding. Like, I was having a conversation with somebody one time. It's funny how people will get upset because what your vision for your life is doesn't match what their vision for your life is. Because I was talking to somebody and they made a mention of, "Oh, if you get married, I'm not coming to your wedding if this and this and this." And I'm like, "Okay, then don't come." You really think that you're going to stop me from marrying the love of my life because you not going to get to wear what you want to wear? Don't come. Fine. Perfectly fine with me. I'll send you photos. Have a nice life. Like, people are so weird. Like, so weird. Anyway, the aunt asked Yara if she has ever been married before or engaged before. And Yara said, well, she was kind of engaged before somebody asked, and there was a ring, and then she met Jovi 4 months later and broke off the engagement with the other person. And the mom was like, "I need to know what happened, why the engagement broke off, and why this and what. Why do you need to know that? It's none of your business." If Jovi had those questions, then Jovi has those questions, because guess what? Jovi is the one laying down with her at nighttime. Guess who's not laying down with her at nighttime? You. So guess what? It's none of your business. Why do people feel the need or feel so entitled to know so much about these people's lives? It's none of your business. And if you want to know, then ask. Why do you have to ask to tell the camera that you want to know? Just be like, "Wow, I'd be really interested to understand what happened because it seems kind of weird." And then just ask her, "Oh, would you mind telling me what happened? What happened?" And if she wants to tell you, then fine. But like, for you to feel so entitled to know what exactly happened, oh my God. I don't know. I don't know if it was just me. I was really irritated with that part of the segment, because it was just like, how dare you feel so entitled to my life? It's my life. I'm marrying your son. I'm not marrying you. And I understand that in order for us to all get along, you need to know certain things about me and whatever, but like, for you to feel entitled to, no. Because what if I was supposed to say, what if I was the spouse and I'm like, "Oh, your mom's been divorced, your mom had 5 husbands, oh my God, I don't think I'm gonna get along with your family." That I'm prejudging you. We all have pasts. As long as your past doesn't infect your present and your future, then I really feel like it's none of your business. But that's just me. Anyway, but I thought it was funny when Yara said that, and the mom was looking at the aunt with the what the f. She was like, and I'm like, you do know Yara can see you. Like, you're giving the eyes, but Yara can see you. Hello. But okay. So Yara goes home. At that point, no, Jovi's been gone for 3 weeks, and he's gonna be back in a week. So Yara goes home. She's been feeling sick, very, very tired. She calls her friend Lena, and they're on, or not Lena, Lyra. I think her name was Lyra. And they're on the video call. Her friend asks her how she's been doing in America. Yara says she's been managing, but she's been feeling really sick. They talk about the possibility of Yara being pregnant. So the next episode we see Yara going to get a pregnancy test because it's possible that she's pregnant. But Yara doesn't feel like she's ready for children at this moment. Yeah. If you feel like you're not ready for children at this moment, then why are you doing it raw? Hello, protect yourself. What's wrong with people? Anyway. You know what? Maybe I'm aggy because like my endometriosis is acting up right now. Maybe this episode irritated me because like my endometriosis pains are acting up. So everything everybody was doing was irritating. Everything everybody was doing this episode irritated me. Especially Brandon and Julia. But we're not there yet. We're almost there, but we're not there yet. Oh my god, their segment irritated me to no end. Like no end. And pissed me off at some points too. But the next couple we're gonna talk about is Michael and Natalie. Natalie is still complaining. We start this segment with seeing Natalie scrummaging, turning his house upside down. Boy, you turn me inside out and round and round. Turning the man's house upside down, trying to find this ring that she feels entitled to after she threw it back at him. So their entire exchange this episode was very tumultuous. She couldn't find the ring. She finds a safety deposit box and she thinks it's in that box. But I was so embarrassed watching her do that. I was like, why would you do this? Like, why would you do this? Like, if he wants to give you the ring, earn it back. Work on your relationship. Work on the relationship that you guys have and earn the ring back. Why are you looking for it? I need the ring because I feel if I don't have the ring, then there is no love. And if he doesn't give me the ring, then he doesn't love me. And I need the ring to prove that there is love. Without the ring, there is no love. So, but even when she had the ring, he asked her, do you love me? She said, I can't say that because we have too many fights. So even with the ring, you didn't know if you loved. Toxicity at its finest. Like I said, almost everybody was irritating me this episode. Irritating me. She couldn't find the ring. We see her, she sit down, she make a fire. Mike comes home. She's still emotional because she couldn't find the ring. And she mocks him when he comes home. Oh, I'm home. I'm tired. Oh, work was bad. Work was long. Huh? And I'm just like, girl, if you're this unhappy, if you are this unhappy, if you are at this level of unhappiness, go home. Literally nobody's forcing you to be there. Right, Sparkle? Look, Sparkle agrees. Sparkle's leaves are shaking. Sparkle's like, yeah, girl, go home. Right, exactly, go home. Right? Exactly. Go home. It's so annoying. So they're in the kitchen. She decides that she wants to make dinner, which I don't know why she waited until he got home to make dinner, but she did. So she waits till he gets home. He said he wants pasta and shrimps. She says, no, it's too late. It's too late, Mike. It's too late for you to eat the pasta and the shrimps. You need rice. I'll make you rice. So then he wanted pasta and shrimps. She said no. So she's making rice and shrimps instead. He wanted to do stir fry veggies. She said no, boil them in water instead. So he went to reach for a beer. She said no. He drank the beer anyway, because at that point I was like, I'm sorry, who pays the bills around here? Who's paying the bills? Because everything I touch, you're telling me no. Are you my mom? You're not my mom. Oh my god. But he wanted to stir fry the veggies. All she heard was fry, and she's like, no, we're not frying it. She's like, Mike, you're fat, you need to lose weight, and you want fried food and blah blah. And I was like, she's so insulting, so insulting. And he just came home from work, he's tired. She's not even asking him, how was your day, how are you doing, none of that stuff. She's just like, and maybe that's just me, maybe I'm overly accommodating. But if my man comes home from work and I've been at home all day and I'm not working, I'm not about to stress your life. Like, I'm not about to add stress to your life by trying to regulate. Like, I understand maybe she feels like it's healthier for him to lose some weight or whatever. But like, that should be his choice. If the man want big and fat and have a beer belly, then he can be big and fat and have a beer belly. And if you're gonna love him, you should love him because you love him. I don't know. She's just so rude. Like, so rude. But she tells him that she was looking for the ring, and she says she thinks it's in the safety deposit box. He told her no, it's not there. She thinks it's in the safety deposit box. He jokes about selling it. And she says she wants the ring back because she loves the ring, and he says, well, if you did love the ring, why you throw the ring back at me? Just, I don't. Anyway, she makes a mention about what his IQ is, because hers is very high, almost to insult him to say his IQ is very low or something like that. I didn't understand the point of that comment that she made, but she said that. And then she calls him a low class man because she's living a low class life. Where is the love? Where is the love? I think that was two completely different songs, but you get the point. Where is the love? Why would you talk? Why would you talk to the person you love like that? You're calling him a low class person, and she didn't just say it one time. She mentions it multiple times. You're low class. Your ex is low class. I'm above you. He asked her, why does she feel like she's above him? In the confessional, they ask her, do you like to provoke Mike? And she says, sometimes, yeah, because if he's not giving me what I want, then I just start to provoke him till he gets pissed off. He tries to like touch her while she's cooking, and she's like, no, don't touch me, you've been drinking, I'm scared of you. Oh my god. When I tell you, I was very irritated, like I said, watching their entire segment. Get away from Sparkle. Get away. It was a bug trying to attack Sparkle. And I saved your life, girl. Saved you. Somebody save me. I saved you, girl. Anyway. Oh, I'm acting up today. Anyway. So Mike tries to touch her. She jumps away and she's like, no, I'm scared. No, don't touch me because you've been drinking. And then she calls him low class again while they're sitting down to eat. And he says, why do you think I'm low class? Like, what makes me low class? Why would you say that? And she says, oh, because you go to bars. So he was like, I go to bars? When have I ever gone to a bar? Going to a bar makes somebody low class? And she says, yes. And then she mentions that maybe his ex accepted this low class behavior, but she's not accepting this low class behavior and his low class attitude. And Mike asked her what makes her think she's better than everybody else, and Natalie says there's no respect and she wants to go home. I'm done with them. I can't spend another molecule of a second on them because they irritated me so bad. So Natalie is just so rude. I don't see what he sees in her. Like when we saw them last season, I had hope in the beginning. But no, how she talks to him and how she deals with him, and Mike just looks so drained out. This has to be for TV, because there's no way I'm staying in a relationship that somebody talks to me like that. Ridiculous. Anyway, next couple, Ziad and Rebecca. Here's another couple that irritates me. I actually like Ziad. I didn't think I would like Ziad because last season he was portrayed as kind of aggressive and mean. But I like Ziad. For now. So Ziad and Rebecca finally reach home after they tortured him after his long flight. So he was out for the whole day with them. He got there during the day, and by the time they got home it was nighttime. And anyway, so Ziad, he said he's very tired. It's been a long day. All the questions wore him out, plus the traveling and everything. They get inside. Ziad gives him a tour. Rebecca gives Ziad a tour of the apartment, and he's just kind of looking around, and he's like, she keeps apologizing. I'm sorry. I don't have any furniture, baby. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. He didn't even say anything. She was just like, I'm sorry. Why did she have a shopping cart inside of her apartment? So she gives him a tour. She lets him know that this part, as she's giving him the tour, this part right here irritated me. She says, I no furniture because I furniture storage, and storage my furniture in, and I car small, so I have to get furniture car house. So no furniture house now. Okay? If he's trying to learn English, why are you talking to him in broken English like that? It's the equivalent to me of when somebody doesn't understand English fully well and somebody starts talking to them loud. Like, no English. I said, what do... Yo, I never say I'm deaf. I say I don't understand you. So I don't understand why she was talking to him like that. My furniture? No. Inside. Outside. Storage. Box. Oh my god. That irritates me so bad. Because I've had people do that to me before. And it's just so annoying. Like, why are you talking to me like that? They're like, okay, so in America, we like corn. So corn, I'm just like, it was so annoying to me. Like, so annoying. Anyway, so she keeps apologizing, like I said, for not having furniture in the house. He said, it's okay, I'm not worried. It's fine, I'm not worried. It's okay, I'm not worried. So then she starts getting concerned. Ziad is just not worried about anything. He just does not look happy. Duh. Wanna just torture him for hours and hours and hours after he just traveled hours and hours and hours, instead of allowing him to come home and sleep. Oh, he just doesn't seem happy. He doesn't seem very happy right now. Yeah, well, duh. When people are tired, they tend to not be happy. I mean, I am very gigalocious when I'm tired. If I'm tired, I laugh a lot until I fall asleep. So I tend to find things extra funny when I'm tired sometimes. So that irritated me too. And then she says again in the confessional, I just want us to have a good life. I'm just really afraid to tell him that I stayed in the same building with my ex from Morocco. No. You and you, because there's about 4 of you guys watching this video. You and you. Tell me, why does he need to know that? If you're gonna tell him that, you might as well be like, yeah, so when my ex from Morocco was here, we walked on this same concrete together. This This dumpster right here, that's where we used to throw out the rubbish. Me and my ex from Morocco, you know, my ex from Morocco. Oh, that grocery store right there, that's where me and my ex from Morocco used to go. We used to get carrots there. They were very crunchy. That tree, me and my ex from Morocco, we stood under that tree that one time. Yeah. Yep. Ooh. That street. Do you see that street over there? Right. Yeah. Me and my ex from Morocco, we used to drive on that street together at the same time. Wow. Like, why? Why are we giving such unnecessary information? Like, it's so not necessary. But I digress. So that was annoying. And so then he's like, I just want to take a shower and go to sleep. So then she introduces the bathroom to him. She's like, this is the bathroom. This is the shower. This is a toilet. Like, he knows what that is. Like, he had a bathroom in his country. Why do people act like this? Because even when I came to the States, and maybe, I don't know, I just don't understand it. Because when I came to the States, somebody asked me how it feels to wear shoes. And I was like, where do you think I'm from? You do know, like, America's not the only place with shoes. Like, contrary to popular belief, America's not the only place with shoes. Like, they were like, oh, how does it feel to wear shoes? That must be so weird. Right. Okay. So then we see her go into the bathroom with him. So I laughed at that scene because I was like, oh, she's about to give her adopted son a bath. Because that's what it felt like. She adopted a child. It was so weird. Anyway, they wake up. They hot breath kiss. Rebecca goes to work. Ziad wakes up. He does his hair in this like cockatoo peacock style. Puts on a sweater. The grocery cart is still inside of the house. And he makes coffee. And he's like looking at stuff. He's like, oh, sugar. Coffee. Ah, yes. This is the milk. It was so cute. It was so cute. He was like, this is a huge jug of milk. Yes, it's very huge because I don't think anywhere else they have the jugs that big. I don't think. I'm not sure. He talks to his mom and gives her a tour of the apartment. His mom's like, why is the apartment so old? Like, why does it look like that? He was like, Mom, the buildings in America are just different, okay? She was like, it's outdated. Like, why does it look like that? He gives her a rundown of the night before and the interrogation that the daughter and her fiance put him through. And the mom is sad for Ziad. She doesn't like how they're treating him. She doesn't like how they are talking to her son. She's sad for him and she misses her son. So that was very sad, you know, for her. Ziad mentions how they keep comparing him to the ex from Morocco, and the mom was like, you're not the same. Like, he's from Morocco, you're from Tunisia, not the same. Two different countries, you're not the same. That mom was like, I don't like how they're treating you. Like, that's not right. And her heart is broken for Ziad for how they're treating him. She expected them to welcome him with open arms because, you know, she's sending him off and she feels like he's not welcome, which I agree. They did not welcome him very well. Like, that was not a welcome. Like, I understand have your concerns, but like, you can at least be hospitable. Because if you go to somebody else's country and you get a tour guide or you get someone to give you a tour of the country, they're gonna be hospitable. So I don't understand why people can't do the same. It's weird. Rebecca comes home from work and she bought her son dolls, guys. She bought her son matching dolls of them. Rebecca and Ziad matching dolls because, you know, she adopted a son. So a grown man, she bought some dolls. How cute. How stinking cute. And Ziad gives her the bracelet he bought for her before he left Tunisia. And she was way overly excited for this bracelet. Oh my god, I can't believe it, because I know he doesn't have any money. And the fact that he decided to buy me a bracelet must have been so hard for him, because I know he doesn't have any money. So I don't know where he got the money to buy me this bracelet. But I'm so excited because I was so sweet. He's so romantical. I mean, it's the thought that counts, right? I can't even blame her, because I'm overly excited like that too. I get excited over the smallest things, like buy me a plant. Oh my god, buy me a cactus or any plant, as long as it doesn't have any pollen. Oh, my house is a jungle right now. I wish I could show you all the plants I have, but I get overly excited. Buy me a plant, some chocolate. What else? That's it, really. buy me a plant and buy me some chocolate, and I'm pretty overjoyed. Okay, so I can't even blame her for being overly excited, because for me, sentiments matter more than the cost of a gift. So even if you draw me a picture and put it in a frame, to me, I'm like, oh my god, you drew everything in a frame. I'm sorry. Like, that's just me. I'm corny like that though. So but anyway, Ziad and her start talking about Ziad wanting to go home for the summer, and Rebecca was like, you can't leave. You can't leave for at least a year. Like, that's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. So you wanting to go home is not gonna happen. And I was just like, ew. Try to be understanding. Like, he just left. He's never left Tunisia. He's never been without his family. And Ziad even mentions that in their country, family is very important. Closeness is very important. So to not have that closeness, it's just not okay with him. He's not used to that. He's never had to live his life without the support of his family. So he's in a new country by himself with no support of his family. And he's sad. Well, you can't leave. So yeah, you can't leave. So that's that on that. You know, so yeah, I thought that was really, my nose itches, because I know he can't leave until his paperwork comes in, and that's understandable, but she didn't have to say it like that. You can't leave a year. You can't leave. So I don't know where you think you're going, but you can't leave. So deal with it. And then she's like, I'm concerned because it seems like Ziad is ready to go already, and I thought that we would have a life and be happy, and he is already like ready to go. I'm concerned. Ma'am, he's sad, understandably so. Like, calm down. Anyway, Ziad looked stressed out, and that was the end of them. Now let's get into the most craziest family. I really feel bad for Rebecca. Not Rebecca. For Julia. We're talking about Brandon and Julia now. I feel so bad for Julia. I have never in my life seen a family quite like this, and I honestly don't know how Julia is dealing with this, because if it was me, I think I would have left a long time ago. Like, all that joking about wanting a ticket back to Russia, I don't think she's joking. I think she's serious, and I don't blame her one bit, because I couldn't, for the simple fact she likes Brandon. I think she sticks around. But I don't know. I just don't like this family. This is anyway, the scene with them starts with Brandon's family going out of town. And I knew from the moment Brandon's family said they were going out of town, these two kids were about to act wild, which they did. They had a blast. It looks like they were drinking. I'm not really sure, but it looks like they were drinking. They had a lovely naked hot tub fun, which is what they were supposed to do. We find out they got naked in the hot tub. and that's what they were supposed to do. So they weren't breaking any rules because they're not allowed to go in a hot tub with clothes. But we'll get there, okay? So they have puppies, and that was really cute, but I don't understand why the puppies are in cages. Like, everything is caged. Everything is in a cage. I don't understand. I don't like that. Like, why are the puppies in cages? Like, I didn't understand why the puppies were in cages. And even when they were walking around the property, there were so many cages. Like, I don't understand why the puppies were. I mean, in Jamaica, our dogs just roam free. Like, I mean, if we have visitors, we might tie them up to a tree because our dogs are meant to be guard dogs. But I didn't like that. Puppies in cages, it was so weird. But Julia was playing with a puppy, and it was so cute. That puppy looked like it was very happy to be out of the cage. So then, like I said, they had a great night, running around, having fun, naked. I don't know if they had sex in the hot tub, but I'm sure that they had sex. Somewhere, somehow. Yeah. So the next day, the parents come back, and immediately there's a problem. Betty wants to talk to Brandon and Julia right away because there's a problem. So she calls them outside, and she walks them over to where the hot tub is, and she's upset because Brandon didn't put the pool cover on all the way properly. Which, mind you, it wasn't even like there was no pool cover put back on. He put it back on, but like one of the flaps was folded under. That upset you? Like, that upset you? So she was upset about that. Then she lifted the cover and said the water to the hot tub looked cloudy, and she was upset because she feels like they went in the hot tub with clothes. And I was upset. I thought she was gonna say she found condoms in there or something like that, but she said the water was cloudy and she feels like they went in there with clothes, and that it messes up the water because then she has to clean it. And I was just like, what the fuck am I watching? Like, what is this? Anyway, she's not happy that he left the hot tub cloudy, like foggy, and she's really not happy because she feels like they wore clothes in the water, and that's what messed up the water. And Brandon said, no, we didn't wear clothes in the water. And so then she was like, I'm not even gonna say what I think you did in the water, but I think you did something else in this water. And he was like, well, we didn't. And she was like, I don't want to know it. Why did you ask Betty? Betty, come here. Betty, come here. Yeah, you. Sparkle and me want to have a talk. Why did you ask? I don't understand. Make it make sense. I don't understand. I'm good. Anyway, so she's mad about that. And she said she doesn't want the water to be murky because every time it's murky, then she has to drain it, then she has to clean it. And I'm like, isn't that just sanitary anyway? To clean the water when it's dirty? I mean, isn't that just normal? But anyway, so then she scolds them and tells them that the hot tub is for therapy, not entertainment. The hot tub is meant for therapy, not for your entertainment. And also, don't have sex in the hot tub. And also, don't go into the hot tub with clothes. But don't have sex in the hot tub, and don't have fun in the hot tub, because the hot tub is for therapy, not entertainment. Do you understand? But don't you dare wear clothes in there. But don't have sex in there. But don't have fun in there either. Are we clear? What the fuck? I thought that was so weird. Like, what? But it was such a mixed message that even Brandon was like, okay, so we can go in the hot tub naked, right? Yes. But we can't sleep in the same room, right? Yes. Okay. So then Betty gets upset and he walks away. And then Julia asks Brandon why he doesn't ever speak up for himself. She asked him, why don't you ever speak up for yourself? Like you anytime your mom says something, you just and agree with her, but you never say what you feel. You never speak up to say what you want to say. You just agree and then just leave it at that. Oh, and Julia says that he needs to stop saying what people want him to say and say what he's feeling. And I couldn't agree more. I watch Psychology in Seattle. He does a really good breakdown analysis of their scenes, and I think he would agree with that as well. Like, speak up for yourself, say what you need to say. Like, what are you doing? What is this? You know, because I noticed Brandon will just, his mom is like ning 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 ning, and he's just like, and then he'll just get up. So weird. So Julia says she's not gonna say anything because it's not her place, it's not her mom, and it's not her home. If he needs to be the one to say something, because every single thing they do, she has a problem with it. Every single thing, there's a problem, and I agree. Brandon's only response to what she said was, oh, she's just angry, it's okay. And I'm like, no, Brandon, that's not okay for her to be angry. You're 27 years old, and every single thing you do, she's treating you as if you're a 15-year-old fuck up, not a 27-year-old diving into manhood. And you're not acting like a 27-year-old who wants to dive into manhood anyway. So it's just really weird. Julia feels like she made a lot of life changes to come and be with Brandon, but it doesn't feel like Brandon is making a lot of life changes to accommodate her, which I also agree with. She wants him to be more strong, but she doesn't see that happening, because every time his mom says something, he just does exactly what she says with no rebuttal and doesn't question anything. Julia worries that Brandon's mom only sees him as this little boy and not a man, and that concerns her, because how are they supposed to build a life together like that? Brandon, they were still on the farm at that point. Brandon tries to hold her hand. Julia was like, don't touch me. He was like, I didn't want to touch you anyway. Oh my God. Anyway, so then at 7:30 a.m., we see Brandon's dad and mom outside, and Brandon's dad is going off. I mean, like, he is venting for the entire episode. Like, he is pissed to the highest level of pistivity that Julia is there. Brandon is giving Julia a lot of his time and not spending a lot of time with the parents and not helping them out like he normally does, and it's pissing him off to the highest level of pistivity. So and he's not happy about the fact that Julia is not willing to help more on the farm, and he's pissed because Brandon keeps bringing Julia tea in the morning, and if he goes in there and finds Brandon bringing Julia tea, he's about to lose his mind. Like, why are you that mad about your son treating his future wife how she deserves to be treated? Like, what? But he's really pissed about that, like really pissed. Like, and then my question was, okay, you're so upset. Like, I understand, okay, Brandon's living at your house, so maybe you guys have certain responsibilities that you have given up onto him, right? Who started the farm? Because the whole time they're complaining about not having enough help, they need help, they can't do it by themselves. Who started the farm? You guys started the farm. I'm sure probably you started the farm before Brandon even was born. Julia just got there less than a month ago. She didn't start the farm. No, she didn't ask to be a farmhand, right? So who was helping you guys on the farm prior to Julia coming? Who was doing your farm work prior to Julia coming? Is the farm too much for you and you're upset about it? Because why are you putting that on Brandon and Julia when it's your farm? Right? Exactly. Sparkle agrees. It's your farm. So how are you upset with me for staying at your house and not helping you take care of your farm when I'm not the one who started the farm? I don't want to be a farmhand. That's not in my spirit. So I thought that was really weird. Like, what? Oops. I thought that was really weird that he was like really going off about not getting help on the farm. Like, he was really upset about it. And then I was like, if you can't handle taking care, my nose is so itchy. I was like, if you can't handle taking care of the farm, then maybe you shouldn't have started a farm, and maybe you need to hire some helpers to help you. Maybe Aspen needs to come some more and help you on the farm. Maybe you need to quit your job and just do the farm full time. Like, it's not anybody's responsibility but your own. It's your farm. And you keep saying you want Brandon to take over, but is that what Brandon wants? Did you ask Brandon? I hate when when I see parents who start their businesses and stuff like that, and then automatically assume that the children are just going to take over the empire. Did you ever ask your child what they want to do? You can't, like, parents don't parent like that. That's messed up. Like, your dream cannot also be your child's dream. Sometimes it works out like that and it ends up being a family business and it's a family empire. Great. But your business is not always gonna, or your interests are not always gonna match the interests of your children. So I don't think that's fair to put that on Brandon or Julia. Julia's not even your child, man. Anyway, so they feel like since Julia arrived, Brandon has been neglecting his responsibilities, neglecting his chores, not helping out with the farm as much, and he keeps bringing her tea in the morning. That dad is really pissed about Brandon bringing Julia tea every morning. Like, anyway, and the mom is more upset because it feels like Brandon's world is revolving around Julia rather than his responsibilities. Keep in mind, she's only been there for less than a month. Hasn't even been a full month. She's been there less than a month. And they're already that upset. Because he's being nice to the woman that he's about to marry. Crazy. So the parents are still venting. Dad wants Julia to change her ways and accept the farm life. And the mother wants to be able to gain a daughter instead of losing a son. Because she feels like she's losing her son to Julia rather than gaining a daughter, a farmhand. Let's be real. She wants a farmhand. She wanted Brandon to marry a farm girl. That's what she wanted. And then the father says something that really pissed me off. Who hasn't said something that hasn't pissed me off this episode, huh? But the father says, while Julia is staying at the farm and he's feeding her and offering her warm shelter, that she needs to be doing her part. Okay. I can partially agree, because if she's staying there, she's not working. He even said she's not working, she can't bring in income, so she needs to be doing something. Okay, fine. There's 4 of you guys. There's you, the mom, Brandon, Julia. Julia doesn't like to wake up in the morning. Why can't you and the mom do the morning shift, feed the pigs, whatever? And then when Julia wakes up, then she can go do the rounds again, feed them again if they need to be fed, clean up whatever needs to be cleaned up, walk them if they need to be walked, feed the dogs, whatever. And then when Brandon comes home, then he can do the night shift with Julia again. Like, there can be shifts. Why does everybody need to do it at the same time? Why are these animals only being fed at 7 a.m.? I'm sorry. I thought animals needed to eat more than one time for the day, but that was just me. Call me crazy. But they're not even trying to come up with like a solution that fits everybody. They're just like, do what I say, because this is how I want it. It's like, what the fuck? Yo, I would have left a long time. Julia, run. Anyway, the father says he feels like it's not fair. They can't do it all. They need help. Again, this is your farm, not Brandon's farm. Brandon didn't buy a farm and say, parents, come help me. Julia didn't buy a farm and say, oh, you need to get your parents to come help. This is your farm. This is your farm. Your farm. So anyway, um the father and mom say they need to have a meeting about it ASAP because something needs to change and things need to be rectified as soon as possible. So then the mom says she feels like Brandon is spending way too much time with Julia and neglecting his duties. I don't know why they couldn't just have this conversation with Brandon alone. I don't know why they had to invite Julia to the conversation, because I don't know why they didn't just have this conversation with Brandon, because a lot of the conversation was about how Brandon spends way too much time with Julia. For me, if I was Julia, I would be so uncomfortable and so embarrassed. Like, you guys are talking about me and all the issues that I'm causing while I'm sitting here, but you're not talking to me, you're talking to Brandon. This is fucking weird. Like, it's so weird. That's why when Julia decided to get up and go inside, I didn't even blame her. I was like, I would have left a long time ago. You stuck it out, girl. But the mom thinks that Brandon is spending way too much time with Julia. The father says he's not happy with how things are going on the farm, and he's not happy with how the mom is not happy with how Brandon doesn't spend mornings with them anymore because Brandon is bringing her tea. Again, they're really pissed about this damn tea. Like, they are really upset about the fact that Brandon brings Julia tea in the mornings, and spends long periods of time with her in the mornings. Brandon doesn't really say anything. They're talking, he doesn't say anything. Julia speaks up and says she has a hard time in the mornings. She's not a morning person, she's more of a night person. And the mom is like, yeah, don't really care. The animals need to be fed in the morning at the same exact time every morning, so not really my problem. Again, why not discuss it? You could probably arrange a shift situation where, okay, we'll do the mornings, can you do the afternoons, or can you go clean this on the afternoons or do that on the afternoons, whatever. There literally could be some negotiation or some compromise, but no, they just want her to do things their way and suck it up, buttercup. Whew. Julia, is it really worth it? Is it really worth it at this point? Because, girl, in the confessional, Julia says she does every single thing that the mom asks her to do. Every single thing that the mom asks her to do, she does it. But when she does it, it's not enough. She needs to do more. She feels like she came to America to marry Brandon, not to work on a farm. That's not what she came here for. The father doesn't think that they're taking things seriously enough, which is starting to piss him off. Brandon says he's trying, and the father asked him to clarify that, because he's like, trying? What do you mean you're trying? And he was like, I try, but when I bring... He was like, I try, but when I bring Julia tea in the morning, she doesn't want me to leave, and she keeps me there. That part was so disrespectful to me. He basically just threw Julia under the bus, run her over with the bus, and then back up over her with the bus. And I'm like, Brandon, why would you do that? I'm supposed to be your wife. Why would you say something like that? Why would you say, oh, it's not my fault, it's Julia's fault? Because when I try to get up, she keeps me in the bed. And then the mom says, well, Julia, you can't do that. He has responsibilities. You can't just keep him in the bed. So then now the blame deflects off of Brandon and is back onto Julia. So everything looks like it's Julia's fault. Yo, that part pissed me off. So the father gave him an ultimatum. He says, you can no longer bring Julia tea in the morning, and Julia needs to start getting up in the morning with them and helping them on the farm because they need help. Julia, after Brandon says what he says, Julia was like, you guys can stay and talk. I need a minute to myself. I'm gonna go. And yeah, that's that. So Julia walks away. Julia gets up and walks away. The father says the problem that they're having is that they're not communicating, and that they need to get serious, because Brandon needs to get serious, because when he gets married, he has a wife to take care of, and he doesn't understand how serious that is. Okay, but you're not teaching him anything about that. You're telling him he's wrong for spending time with her and bringing her tea, which is a part of probably what he feels like are his husbandly duties. But you're telling him he can no longer do that. This family is strange. This family is so strange, and it's disgusting to watch. Like, it's so disgusting to watch. I hope Julia really goes home. Like, I hope she doesn't end up marrying him. Like, I really, because her life is just gonna be a living hell if she marries him. Like, I just can't see it. So Brandon doesn't say anything after his dad is done talking, and then he just gets up and walks away. Now remember, Julia walked away before he did. Brandon walks in the house, walks past Julia's bedroom. Remember, Julia walked away because she was upset. Instead of checking on Julia to see if she's alright, what does Brandon do? He goes in his room and locks the door. I can't. Brandon says he doesn't really see a point of arguing with his parents because it's not going to go anywhere, and he just doesn't see the point. So he just walks away. He says he's torn between spending time with his parents and dedicating time to the farm, or dedicating time to Julia. He's torn. Torn in between the two, 'cause I really want to be with you. Telling me I should leave you alone. I can't believe his father said don't bring her no more tea in the morning. Like, are you joking me? Anyway, Julia comes out of her room, and Julia, because I'm guessing Julia hears him come inside. So Julia goes inside and goes to his room, knocks on the door, and then goes in the room. Julia asks him, what are you thinking? What's on your mind? Tell me what you're thinking. Talk to me. And he's like, I feel like everybody's yelling at me, everybody's scolding me, you're mad at me, they're mad at me, everyone's mad at me, I'm not pleasing anyone. Like, that's how he feels. There's something more going on here, because for him to feel like he can't talk to his parents and feel like everything he does is wrong, and then for him to feel like pleasing Julia is going against his parents, something is wrong there. I don't know what's going on with that, but it's just strange. It's really strange for that to be his thinking or feeling. But he says he feels attacked on both sides. No matter what he does, he feels like he's wrong. Julia refers to back to when the father says that Brandon can no longer see her in the morning, because she says, well, I can't see you in the morning. You get up, you go to work all day. You come home. I can't see you at night because we're not allowed to sleep in the same bedroom. When am I going to see you? When do we spend time together? I'm home all day without seeing you, and I don't even get to decide when I get to see you, because when you come home, you're straight in your bedroom. So, like, when do we get to spend time with each other? And the only thing Brandon could say was, oh, things will be different when they get married. Julia was like, how are things going to be any different when we get married? We're living together, and I don't even feel like we're living together. How are things going to change when we get married? Because if they are the way they are now, likely they will stay the same when we get married. Like, what's going to change? Nothing's going to change, because your parents are not going to want you to move off the farm. I completely agree with Julia. There's no privacy. They live together now. They still don't have any privacy. They live together, and she barely ever sees him. So how is that going to change? And his mom and dad have plans for him to take over this farm. So what's really going to change? Nothing's going to change, because if they plan on him taking over the farm, why would he then move? He's plans on living there forever. That's what Julia's not understanding. He's never going to move, because if they're planning for him to take over the farm, he's never going to move from that place. Brandon feels attacked on both sides, and Brandon keeps telling Julia, just give it more time, just give it more time, just try to like the farm. And Julia feels like, well, I'm giving you more time to like the farm. What are you giving me? Like, where's the compromise here? Because everything we're doing is for your parents. What about us, right? So then the next day, we see Brandon and his parents in the kitchen at 7 a.m. And they're having tea, which I don't understand why Brandon just couldn't bring her some tea and then she comes out and then they go, because shortly after Julia comes out, so they're upset because she didn't come out immediately. So then the dad asks her if she wants tea. The mom's like, we don't have time. You don't have time for tea. Meanwhile, she's walking around telling Julia what to do with tea in her hand, but Julia didn't have time to drink tea. Okay. Like, what the hell? It's like they're saying Julia woke up late, but it was at 7 a.m. It was like just a little bit past 7 a.m. Like, what? I don't understand. Like, Brandon and his dad go one way, Julia and Betty go one way, the mother go one way. And Brandon's dad asked him if he feels like Julia got the message from what they said yesterday. And Brandon's little line said, yeah, she's gonna try. She gets it. She understands. She's gonna try. Yeah, she will try. And then Brandon's dad said, how do we know she's gonna try? She couldn't even wake up this morning. It was the fucking next day. She already told you yesterday she's not a morning person. If I'm not a morning person, if I'm already not a morning person, and you try to force me to be, or anybody, if you are not a morning person or not a night person and you try to force the person to be, they're going to be irritated. And it's going to be harder for them to try to be that time of day person. Trust me. Because I'm a morning person. I'm always chipper. I'm, good morning. Hi. Birds are chirping. Good morning. Good morning. But not everybody's like that. I can't force you to be that way because I am. You have to grow into that on your own or just remain that person. You know, like, but so the dad doesn't trust that she's gonna do that. And he starts talking about Brandon taking over the farm. And then he was like, oh, this is gonna be yours one day. You have to choose. Do you really want to choose? Do you really want to have to choose between Julia and the farm? And Brandon in the confessional says he's not even sure that the farm is what he wants. He wants to create his own path. And he is feeling like being with Julia and creating a path and choosing his own life and finding what makes him happy is what he wants to do. So I don't know how that's gonna go because I'm sure his parents are gonna be pissed off if he ever says those words out of his mouth. So because then they're gonna feel like Julia is changing him. Because I can't remember if it was the dad or the mom said since he's been with Julia they feel like he's changing for Julia and Julia is not changing for him. And I was thinking to myself, how about maybe he's just being who you won't allow him to be? Maybe Julia allows him to be who you won't allow him to be. And maybe that is his true self. Because oftentimes people have their idea of who you are in their head instead of accepting who the hell you are actually. They have an idea in their head like, oh, I would have never... You're not like that. That's not you. I can't believe that person is changing you to be this person. Like, how about this is just who I am and I'm just being my authentic self, you know? So guys, that was the end of my review. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to smile or be someone else's reason to smile. And if you can't find a reason to smile, don't forget to get help. Until next time, I will see you guys next week. Have a lovely day. And thank you, Sparkle, for joining me. Say bye to the people. Say bye to the people. Sparkle, no, she wants to be shy. Because the sun's gone down, she wants to be shy. Okay, girl, show yourself. Anyway, bye-bye.